Hey, Profe Loco here at the zoo. I'm here with my friends, the emus. Now, when I was 19, I quit school and moved to Australia and worked on a cotton farm. And that was before the earth cooled, but there was a lot of emus and kangaroos around, and it was pretty cool. And there was a time where I worked with a Dutch mechanic, Bill Markerink, and we'd be working on like a D8 Caterpillar, and he'd say, "Mate, hand me a shifting spanner." And I'd say, well, I didn't say anything. I thought, well, if it shifts, it's a tool, and I'll try a crescent wrench. Bingo, that was correct. So this is a crescent wrench, shifting spanner. Now, the question today for special education is, what characteristics or what types of tools in the toolbox do you want for your child's special education teacher? So what are the characteristics or the ways that you can help find the right teacher for your child with special needs? Well, and of course, you don't have a whole lot of choice a lot of times, but if you did, here's some of the things you'd look for. These are some of the tools for your toolbox. Compassion. Best compliment I ever got from a parent was that he treats the kids like his very own. So that works out pretty good. He loves his students. He's dedicated to them. He wants to be around them. Another thing is calling. In Spanish, they call it a vocación. In other words, what is this teacher looking, this special education teacher looking to climb a ladder? They're in this position and they go up, or are they in it for the long haul and willing to endure and persevere and see these kids grow on the long term? Next one is classroom experience, and you get a lot of street cred from classroom teachers if you are a special ed teacher with classroom experience. And it's why is that important? Well, sometimes in an IEP meeting, an individualized educational plan meeting, you get students plans that have goals that are not reasonable and measurable. And usually they're written by someone that doesn't have classroom experience. And so what you want is to have someone that's been in the classroom that knows that in the classroom of 30, you're going to have 5 with special needs, 5 that are limited English, 5 that are just rascals that are misbehaved, and the other 15 you can make it are about in the average range. And you think of it like, man, this is like a Rocky movie where he's getting punched out and sees 3 of them, and his brother-in-law says, hit the one in the middle. And so usually classroom teachers are looking to hit the one in the middle to make sure that the kids that are lower and lower ability have the opportunity to work with kids with higher ability, and also that the goals are reasonable and measurable so that you know that, hey, what we're setting up, that won't work in the regular classroom. And so that helps. Experience in a wide variety of disabilities. Now, it doesn't have to be all of them, but when you have a student that comes in, they have Cornelia de Lange syndrome and genetic disorder, and they have usually difficulty eating. They have to take small bites. There's chance of projectile vomiting in the classroom, which I got vomited on a lot, which you work through that, make it work. Other things, just like variety of learning disabilities, and also being able to determine if this is a learning disability, for example, or a language disability. Just things like that. Be willing to learn and admit, finding a teacher, special ed teacher, that is willing to learn and knows that they don't know all the answers. That was probably the best thing I said in an IEP meeting with the mom of one of my severely handicapped students, severely autistic. I said, we'll work together, but I don't know all the answers on how to help, but we'll do it, and we did. And a couple of years later, she said that was probably the best thing ever been spoken to her at an IEP meeting. So I'm glad for that. You got to be a coordinator and an organizer. It makes team members, you got to make team members feel welcome and accommodated. Occupational therapist, physical therapist, speech language, pathologist, counselor, classroom teacher. Also, look for someone that you can come alongside and talk to them. In other words, like a kindergarten rule, they play well with others. So that really helps. We got a close-up on these emus. Emus are actually pretty cool. They can really kick though, so you have to be careful. They got some pretty big meat hooks on those paws of theirs. Also, last thing, what you want to look for in a special ed teacher is zeal over time. Now, when I used to inspect cantaloupes, again, back before the earth cooled, foremen would say, con animo gente, with zeal, with encouragement. And that's what you want with a special ed teacher, someone that has zeal and encouragement over the long haul. They're not like a rocket that burns out after 6 months or 9 months or a year. They're more like a candle. Steady flow illuminates the darkness. Now, when I was in Brazil, we didn't have electricity so much, so we'd use candles, and I'd put a candle holder on my chest at night to read, to study Portuguese, and my candle would burn holes in the mosquito netting all the time, and so you have to patch them. Same with special ed teachers. Sometimes you got the candle illuminated, and other times it burns holes, but you got to work ahead with the special ed teacher. This is Profe Loco with another special ed moment on how you can find characteristics for your child's special ed teacher. Bye-bye.